Welcome at the GM Worldwide Radio. This is unfiltered. It's wet. It's Wednesday, and y'all know what time it is. It's been a few weeks, man. We've had some rescheduling go on, but we finally here. It's Jay Skyline,
And James.
and we have to shout out the third member of the crew, Brad, aka Ric Flair, because he was the one that went out and did our work for us this week and got us the one and only Renzo here today.
Damn. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now I'm the one and only. Y'all heard that? Yeah, straight up.
So let him introduce yourself and let him know what part of the city you're from, real quick.
My name is Renzo. I'm born and mostly raised in the Hill District. Then I moved over to the South Side year 2000, and I've pretty much been living over there ever since.
Okay. So, that's an interesting merge of the cities. How do you think the transitioning from the Hill and South Side molds you as artists?
That's a good question. Well, the Hill District we're known for lyrics and really like writing like a lot of East Coast influenced music. You know what I mean? So I grew up listening to a lot of East Coast artists. And then the South Side, it kind of gave me an actual touch or like pulse of like, because I was older, I was about 16. So everything I've kind of learned and like cultivated on the Hill, I kind of got to like use on the South Side. You know what I mean? So it kind of worked out.
So it was more like a playground.
Yeah, because growing up, you're pretty much molded. You know what I mean? And you're pretty much a sponge. You're just taking in everything. And I mean, you're starting to exercise it, but when you get older, you don't realize like those things are now part of you. And now I'm on the South Side where it looks completely different, but it's a lot of the same stuff.
All right.
Rick said he known you since like about 9. You've been rapping or known you at a young age, and you were rapping since 9, about right?
Yeah, since 9 years old.
9 years old. Wow.
Yeah, and that was like back in the day where, it's a crazy story. I don't really know how much time I got.
You got go ahead. Right.
Okay, all right. So the first song I learned the lyrics to was to Biggie's song. If I see some ladies tonight that should be having my baby. Yeah, exactly. So, but the first song I ever rapped to was the Loonies. I Got 5 on it.
Okay.
And that's when you like bought the tape. There's an A side, and like that's the song, and then B side.
How old were you?
I was about 9, 10ish.
I can't talk because I can't talk because of the songs I was listening to at that age. It's just a wild song to be like.
Yeah.
I remember like watching Half Baked at 10, being fully enamored and laughing my ass off, but not figuring out what it was really about until it was like 16.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, man, you got to keep in mind, like, I was living in the project, so like, we all know this timeless story. Like, our only images of success was on the TV or on the radio.
Right.
You know what I mean? So naturally, like one of like 3 things I wanted to be, either like a rapper or a hustler or a basketball player. I wanted to rap. So I would like, one day we experimented. So we had the double deck boom box where it had A and B, and we would take the tape and put the B side in, and that would play the instrumental. Then we'd take a blank tape and put it on the other side. One of my friends, his name was Pepper, you know what I mean, at the time. He taught me that if you plug the headphones into the microphone jack, and if you use the left headphone, it serves as a microphone. So we were all freestyling and rapping into the like left side of the microphone, and we were all having fun. But when everybody went outside, I like stayed and like start writing a rap.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like at first we were just playing, I mean the cat in the hat, grab the baseball bat. Then it was just like, all right, cool, they were over it. And I'm like, hold on, I think I got something. So I kept writing and I just kept doing it. So by the time they came back in the house from like playing outside and like, I mean, all that shit, I had almost a full song done, and like I'm playing it for them, and they're like going crazy. They're like, "Oh shit!" You know what I mean? So that kind of like turned me out. I mean, then I got a little further with it, and I'm like, well, what if I like take the tape out that I recorded on and put it where I put the beat tape, and what if I put another blank tape in and press record on top of it? I started doing ad libs and all types of crazy shit. You know what I mean? But I only thought of that because the more I was listening to music, the more I could hear there were more than one voice. You know what I mean? On the song. And I'm like, how do they do that? Like, what's going on? I don't know how it happened, but it happened that way. And that was literally the start of like, I like to rap. I mean, that's pretty much it.
That's a pretty cool story. That's good.
Great story. It's better than most.
Yeah.
So you already said Biggie. Who else would you say you got your influences from mainly to push yourself to go past that story?
Mace.
Okay, that's a new one.
Mace. DMX, Jay-Z, The Locks.
Okay, now you just go. I mean, it's all New York, but you're going all over the place with
it. Yeah. I mean, because they kind of branch into each other. You know what I mean? So yeah, but they had songs together too. So it kind of like, because it was Puff Daddy and Mace, and they like ran like the whole everything for forever. You know what I mean? Then through them, the Locks were signed to Bad Boy. So now I'm listening to anything Puff Daddy touched because I'm like, yo, like they're the shit. You know what I mean? And then the Locks kind of branched me over to DMX. You know what I mean? So then once I got to DMX, who's this guy Jay-Z on the record? Then we get to Jay-Z. Then it kind of branched over to Ja Rule and like that whole thing. I mean, I wasn't a big Wu-Tang fan, but I like Method Man a lot.
Okay. On the current news, man, I'm not going to get into the deep conversation of the albums, but how do you feel about the whole Nas album and Jay-Z, Beyonce dropping the album secretly like an hour later?
I like the Nas album because I was just excited to hear him again. To be honest, I was kind of disappointed that it was only 7 songs. You know what I mean? Because we're in that era now for whatever reason. I mean, for what it's worth, and Nas being Nas,
right?
You know what I mean? I can appreciate it.
I was talking about the politics of it though, like Jay-Z and Beyonce dropping their album the same day, like not secretly, but surprising.
But did they drop the same day?
Yeah.
I thought they dropped the day after.
Well, this is how I look at it. Kanye's dropped all these albums stream-wise, or at least like streamed it live on Thursday, but you can't buy the albums until Friday. Like every time they drop these albums, I haven't been able to buy them until
I thought they dropped it Saturday though.
It's still shaky.
You think so?
It's the business week. So now y'all competing against each other for the top spot now.
But like I feel like that was unknown, kind of. But we are talking about Jay-Z here, so let's not. You know what I'm saying?
Jay-Z knows what Kanye's doing.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because we know we well.
I feel like one person in Kanye's crew is a bug from Jay-Z.
Oh.
Jay-Z has to make sure that Kanye hasn't lost his mind
completely.
Yeah, like just like it's like you watch Black Panther.
Wait, what?
Black Panther?
Yeah.
You remember the beginning whenever the dude is like when he catches his brother and he's like, well, who's this dude?
Yeah.
And the dude's like, I'm from Wakanda. There's somebody in Kanye's camp and Jay-Z
that
shows
he's
up
still
and says,
keeping some kind of air
well,
over there.
Well, who's this dude? He's like, oh, this is my homie. And he's like, well, tell Kanye, I know what you've really been doing. He's really original rock member. He pulls out the chain.
That was nice.
So yeah, no, that's why I'm like, yeah, when Jay-Z has a button for when Kanye has to be done.
I mean, that sounds like a very believable story. I don't know. Now you got me thinking about it, to be honest with you. I think my original perspective was I thought it was coincidence.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think Jay-Z and Beyonce needed, space to roll out the album, to have the fans learn the music, to then bridge that into a tour to like completely rule this summer. You know what they're doing.
I'm just on the other side. I'm a Jay hater.
He's like,
really?
No, he's a legitimate hater. Like
really?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No. Don't apologize. I just want to know your reasoning. Like, why are you?
Because he's been disrespectful.
He's a Nas fan.
I'm a Nas. I'm on the side with Nas.
Okay.
I feel like
the big capital letter stand.
Okay.
Not a stand. No, not a stand. I feel like there's a lot of things that Jay's done is kind of shady. I feel like, shading out Jazzo in the original, like, originally, and then just kind of just the way he's been treating a lot of other people he's worked with. kind of like even how like even people even treat kind of Jay-Z's music. Like we need, like they want his music, so it's like, oh, if we pull out, that means like I want you to play my music or doing this and that. It's kind of like I don't like to see him controlling it all. It's kind of like there's other music. I think Nas makes good music. I think other people like deserves other things. I don't want to get told.
No. I wanted to like just hear it. I believe Jay-Z and Nas could live in the same world.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of Jay-Z's like shady moves are like justifiable. You know what I mean? Like in like some sense. And then the whole like, controlling and like taking my ownership back.
Yeah.
And like kind of like waving the carrot, you know what I mean? And trying to build his value and worth up. I feel like this is going in a direction to a bigger plight. Like this is not just what we see on the surface, like a tour album. No, I feel like he's building a resume for something. You know what I mean?
Well, speaking of tour, where can we see you?
Man, right now, nowhere.
Okay.
Literally nowhere. I mean, I had a few. Hopefully, you know what I mean. I had a few invites to perform at a few places. I just really want to work on, the rollout and the music first, and have kind of like my horse before the cart. I don't want to just jump out there and then start performing. I mean, it's fine, and I appreciate. Just the thought of like, yo, like I think Renzo would be dope. You know what I mean? I appreciate that, but I feel like right now what I need to do is like keep rolling out my songs, build an audience. You know what I mean? And kind of point that in a direction of like a whole project. You know what I mean?
How do you feel about this? I mean, this is interesting since you're, like I said, you said that you've lived in both the Hill and the South Side of your life. Yeah. How do you feel the last few months with, a couple days ago with Jimmy Wappo, about a month or two ago, Sean B, who's from the South Side. A lot of rappers have been passing away recently from gun violence.
Man, to be completely honest with you, I knew that question was coming, and like, how can you not talk about it?
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, and I can't lie, like it's been sitting on my spirit a lot, to be honest with you.
Before you answer the question, I do want to say it's just a circumstance. Like I wish this wasn't the circumstance of your interview. Like, you're the first person that's come here since this has happened. So I do want to say that.
Man. Well, first off, I just want to say rest in peace to Jimmy Wappo. Secondly, I just want to mention what I admired about him. And it was his energy. I mean, it was like the way people responded to his music and to see him in his element and his glow, and just that spirit of like being young and like not giving a fuck. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people say like dance like no one's looking. You know what I mean? But I felt like he was like the statue of that. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter, shirt off, scars showing, you know what I mean, pants sagging, sweat, and he's like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, I really admire that about him. I mean, and the whole situation is unfortunate. I didn't even know about the guy. What's his name?
Sean B.
Yeah. I didn't even know about him.
That was, like I said, that was an artist we were supposed to interview a few months ago. He passed away about a week before the interview.
Wow. Yeah. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to him too. You know what I mean? His family and friends, and the Wappos, family and friends.
And then apparently what's been escalating in the last 24 hours with the young man shot over in East Pittsburgh.
Exactly. I've been hearing a lot of different stories about it. First, I heard the police was shot at, and then they were responding to, who they believed shot at them, and then they're in pursuit, and the kids are running. Then I heard earlier that they never got shot at, and he just shot the kid. And I'm like, damn, I don't even have the full story. You know what I mean?
I don't think anybody does yet. This is one of those people just like, I don't even know what the police is going to, because we have to go off of what the police tell us.
Yeah.
And at that point, the story is the story.
Yeah.
That's what we find out in this legal system.
I feel like in any case, once you put in black and white, like kid shot, no gun found. He's dead. Another officer. I mean, at some point, it's just like, what the fuck, yo? Like, this just keeps happening. And it's not like it hasn't been, but I think with the connection we have in social media, you can see a lot more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, yo, how do we even address this? You know what I mean? Everybody is currently protesting now. You know what I mean? As far as I know. You know what I mean? And that's major. And it's something we've always done, but I don't feel like it's still not stopping the actions. It's still not stopping the behaviors. It's still not. And I heard a lot of like great reasoning on like how this can be resolved. Personally, I'm just not sure. You know what I mean? Like, we have to start being the reflection of how we want to see the world. I mean, to be honest, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, self-awareness and where are your values or your integrities or your core beliefs, or like, where's your humanity? Like, that's my answer for it, because I mean, anything else I like throw around is like, okay, cool, but ... Right. You know what I mean? Like, to be completely real with y'all.
Oh no, I feel you on that.
I know that's a little switch up on you.
Yeah, it's deep, man. It's, you know what I mean? Like, and I knew it was coming, but it's just like, fuck. I mean, like, how can you not talk about this?
Oh no, this is one of the, like,
you know what I mean?
When you walk outside, this is what's going on right now. Like, this is what the city cares about. So no, this is, again, it's a weird situation. And hey, man, let's just stay strong. I said earlier, try to keep it peaceful. But if you want to break, go to where they live. This is my way of saying it.
True. I mean, that's a sad truth.
Yeah. So, but more back on your music. What would you say your next project, the sound is going to try to be like?
That's an interesting question. I have those same conversations with the guy I've been doing most of my music with. His name is Jesse. I guess it took me about 2 years to even try to like scope out, like, I guess the message I want to give, and then how people can like translate it and like digest it. Because who some people know me as, how I started rapping, it was a lot of like street influence, like trap shit. That's where I was in the place of my life. Today, I've been trying my hardest to make a turnaround. So it's like, so how do I, with music still being like an itch that I need to scratch, how do I give people who I am today without coming off preachy or what you need to do is, or, I mean, this is right, that is wrong. I mean, I understand both sides, and I feel like understanding is the biggest part of like all of this. I don't really know what I'm shooting for, besides like giving you a nice representation of me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a lot of different things. You know what I mean? I'm the guy who's like, I like the twerk music, and I like the music that makes you stop and think. I like conscious, music, and then I also like music that really doesn't have a meaning. It just has an energy and it makes you feel good. You know what I mean?
I like the consistency. While you've been speaking, I'm going back to the artists that you said you listened to. Yeah. And you basically said, like, instead Mace, DMX, like you're saying it's like the energy, the lyrics, like I'm feeling this. So, all right.
Yeah.
So I want to say one thing.
Come on.
So you got the same barbers, Bettis and Thomas?
Stop, man. Yeah. No, man. Yo, believe it or not, this is crazy. This is even on an interview. Believe it or not, I do this shit myself.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I got to. Like, I'm bald. I don't got no hair. I figured the least I could do is like manage my beard. Like,
sound like Darnell Rose.
Yeah, so I do it myself.
It was like I bet he was gonna do Bettis and Thomas. Hey man, power to you, man. I could never do it.
Man, listen, it took a lot of fuck ups, man. But like, I got tired of sitting in the barbershop, waiting in line. And I guess me cutting my own beard in a weird way is like still my spirit. Like I want to be as self-sufficient as possible. To be honest, like
so that's like your version of catching the fish with the spear.
yeah. I mean myself. Like I mean you could keep giving me, you know what I mean, the fish, but give me the clippers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let me check that. Let me try that out.
I thought about it, and I always see the picture when niggas do like the back of their head. It's one of these.
Completely.
That's a new thing.
Completely terrible.
Is there like any people that you worked with that you really enjoyed working with? Let's say just maybe collabing projects or maybe production.
A lot of my collabs are like back in the day collabs.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like me and SK did, you know what I mean, a lot of songs, which I know him as Kizzle today. You know what I mean? I got a few Belsuver guys. My boy Day Day, aka Doughboy. You know what I mean? But I mean he passed away a few years ago. I just would like do songs with like friends. You know what I mean? There's a million, well, not a million, but there's a few people. One of my little homies, Mick, you know what I mean? He kind of raps, but I mean, no names that like y'all would like recognize, to be honest with you.
Okay. Anybody you want to work with? Like, even though you're just saying you just want to work with friends, like,
yeah.
Is there somebody you would like
city or outside of city, like maybe like an Asco or Boaz?
Honestly, all of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To be real, like, yeah, like I wouldn't mind working and doing songs with, I mean, all of them. I like almost each and every, I mean, Pittsburgh, I mean, artists, I mean, I've heard for like different things. You know what I mean? I can't say all because that's a lie. Like, how do you like everybody?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, let's just be real. Like,
we can give you something right now.
I'm gonna say we on our other half of our show, we rate everybody's albums.
I heard that. I heard
at some point, somebody's gonna look down and be like, "Wait, I'm the lowest rated album." So like,
I get it.
Like we don't say it directly to your face, but at some point, if you go back and look at the record, it's like, "Ooh, you said I had the worst album in the city last year." Like
I hope I don't get that place. But I mean, if I do, it's fine. But like, I do want to say though, regardless if I like it or not, overall, I applaud the try.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because whoever I listen to in whatever moments they are, doesn't mean like that's who they're like going to continue to be.
Yeah.
A lot of us suck from the jump, yo. Yeah. So like it. My, I mean, opinion don't mean shit, basically. And, you know what I mean? Like,
no, nobody's opinion means shit. To me, like that's something like, let's keep it 100. If you like what you are producing, and somebody in the end, you're looking for at least one person to say that this music helped, or this music hit me somewhere.
Yeah.
And if you get that out of one person, then I feel like, I I understand all of us want to get paid.
Yeah.
For anybody to be like, well, you ain't about this paper. Everybody wants to get paid. I understand that. I'm just talking about the feeling of making art.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like to be honest, like that's what grabbed me. Because it felt like, I mean, I got feelings, I got thoughts, all these things. But I felt like people held on to them longer and they like meant more once I made them rap and I put them on a beat. I mean, I'm like, damn, like you really felt this way about that? Like still it like takes me, I don't know, man. Sometimes like I got to take a step back and really like, you know what I mean, take into the fact that like people really care, people are really listening, and like they like it. That's the hardest job of a person who writes music is like, you know what I mean? Like this is how I feel, and this is, you know, what I want to say.
At some point, you feel like you have to withhold a standard.
Of course, because music is, I mean, competitive, but even outside of like, you know, writing to be competitive, everybody wants to be liked.
Right.
You know what I mean? At some point, you know what I mean? Everybody wants to feel like their voice is like matters. You know what I mean? And I mean, it holds merit in whatever way, whether it's just your friends, whether it's the people down the street, whether it's the whole city or the world. When you write it and then you recite it, you're not saying that in hopes of somebody saying, man, that shit is garbage. You know what I mean? Like you're reciting it in a vulnerable place saying like, yo, these are my thoughts and feelings. On top of that, like, what do you think?
Right.
You know what I mean? Or else you wouldn't say it to anybody. You just keep it to yourself and like keep it moving. Yeah. I mean, just, you know what I mean? That's what I think.
That's powerful right there. Like I feel what you're saying on that.
Yeah, okay.
Because I never been through what you try to do. Like I'm
It's a lot easier to say whack.
I could be out here
fucking garbage.
like,
It's a lot easier.
It's also easy to walk away.
Yeah.
Like even without somebody telling you, like you could be in the mirror and be like, you know what, man, this is garbage. I wasted my time.
Yeah.
So like it's getting past yourself, your friends, your family. Tell me about how's that's a question I like to ask artists. How's your family taking this over time?
They're supportive.
Okay.
But for me, it's a struggle. You know what I mean? So I'm like a new father. You know what I mean? So
Congratulations.
Thank you. You know what I mean? So with me trying to grow into like my role as a father and like having a family on top of like my dreams of like, you know, pursuing music, it's a tug of war. Because I know one thing requires me to be away and the other requires me to be home. And right now it's a struggle. Like I had to make sure everything was cool at home first and everybody was all right, and then run out the door to get here. And it kind of worries me because I know the better I do over here, the more in jeopardy maybe my family may be in because I won't be present. So it's like, how do you balance these things? Like, how do you, I mean, the crowd wants you, but so do your kids and so do your girl in your house, your homies. That right now I'm just trying to figure it out, to be honest with you. Right now, my girlfriend and my two sons are completely supportive. You know what I mean? My son, every time I pick him up from daycare, every single day, it gets on my nerves, but every single day he says, Dad, can I hear the Hold Up song? Every single day. You know what I mean? Every single day. Like, I mean, like, and it irks me. I'm like, I don't feel like listening to that shit, Renzo. You know what I mean? No, yeah. You know what I mean? No, you know what I mean? I'm just being real. But, you know what I mean? Just, you know what I mean? Thinking about it, you know what I mean? Even now, it's just like, damn. You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to figure it out. I just try to keep my heart in the right place and hope that everybody's happy with me while I'm in pursuit of an extension of my happiness.
Also, you hate that now, but I've never heard it with a rapper, but I've seen it with like sports athletes.
Yeah. I
think one was Chris Paul. You would rather him want to listen to your shit and be like, I don't want to hear your stuff, man. Can I hear somebody else like that? Like I'm telling you now, like this interview would be a whole different interview.
Yo, hold on. Listen, hey, yo, you ever see the Dave Chappelle when he was talking about his son? Yeah. I mean, he was like, I mean, Dad, you're cool, but like, I want to see Kevin Hart. He was like, son, I fucking do this too, yo. You know what I mean? Like, hey, yo, I was Dad. I mean, you're right though. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, you're right about that.
Like one day he might come out. It's like, I want like you cool, Dad, but that verse is shit. You won't look at him some type of way.
Yeah, no, seriously. You know what I mean? Like, he tries to rap and stuff now, and I kind of like look at him sideways, like, is this what you're doing? Or maybe it's because he's around. I don't know. And I don't want to push that on him, but he's kind of naturally stepping into that role. There's a lot of stuff he wants to do. He's a sponge right now, so he's just taking in a bunch of stuff and just mimicking, you know what I mean, like a bunch of stuff. But it's cool though.
What's up?
Yeah.
So you know about the second half of this interview, right?
Yeah, I heard about it. I mean, we kind of walked through that earlier.
We're gonna get right into it.
We're going straight into it.
No.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let you. So we're gonna wrap this half of the interview up.
Okay.
We're gonna get a little break.
All right. Appreciate that.
Prepare yourself for the gauntlet.
That don't even sound good. Like, to be honest with you.
I'm be completely honest with you before you go off here. He's the only one that's excited.
I don't know about that one.
This is his segment. He's excited.
I'll get it. I'm ready.
Gauntlets are never good. Like, and to be a part of one, I'm like, something's about to happen.
I mean, we with you.
I mean, I'm for it.
That's always the one thing I
I'm
tell
for
everybody.
it, but I'm like, something's about to happen, yo.
Me, James, Malachi, Mike, and the new intern will be trying this.
And yes.
Shout out to the new intern, man.
Shout out to Dion. He's been holding it down the last couple of days. Dion Jr.
He actually made me comfortable because knowing that he's new in this and this is my first interview, I'm like, okay, well, somebody. That's why I kind of asked y'all like how like I was hoping somebody was like, well, yeah. You know, I've been trying to do this since like last week, and you know, just so I could feel better. Like, okay, all right.
He might be new to us, man, but I know he's been in the game basically his entire life. Like he's here, but he hasn't had a taste test yet, so this is all gonna be fun for everybody.
Yeah, the bacon soda.
Okay, so yeah, he's been never mind.
Bacon soda.
He went through a little rough.
Bacon soda.
He went through one of the literally.
Yeah.
So
hey, why don't you get all your shout outs anywhere we can get you, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever you want to give out.
Oh, this is the rapper part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I want to give a shout out to.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Shout out to everybody who honestly supports me. Cause like whether I'm writing statuses or like dropping videos, it's a bunch of people telling me to keep going. There's a bunch of people that say like they like it or they love it or they're proud of me. You know what I mean? And that's like, it makes me run out of ways to say thank you. Cause I'm like, damn, this really matters that much. Like I try to like just take a route of like, you know what I mean, being like chill and like just not really expecting that. So to see that back is like, I just want to give my shout out to whoever says keep going or I mean this was nice or this is good or put the fire emojis and shit. You know what I mean? Like want to give a shout out to my mom. I got 2 moms, Peze Boy and Mama Jean. My friends, Mike, aka Milk, Ray, Fish, Steph, young Steph. He's probably gonna laugh at that. And Jesse Jones, he's my other half of like everything I'm doing. He's the guy in the video who like plays the janitor or like the one in the store. He's playing the cashier. Like he's my producer. He records everything that I have so far, and he is generous enough to play characters and make a fool of himself.
I was so happy you said he was a producer. It's like, man, you just said your homie's Farnsworth.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, man. I mean, Jesse, is a great sport. Shout out April. She's working the camera. She was his supervisor in the hold up video. But like I got a nice little team, and I mean, we all been around each other for years. I mean, so to actually like use our ideas and kind of like put them out for people to see, man, that means the most. To be completely honest with you, like just the ideas and like watching thoughts become things, and like now it's like, you know what I mean, in front of everybody and physical and tangible. I'm like, yo, this is the shit. I mean, to be honest.
We're gonna be right back, and he's gonna now have to deal with some real physical and some tangible shit on James.
Some tangible shit.
James, Who and What Wednesdays tastes.
The what?
What? We'll be right back in about 5-10 minutes, y'all. Keep tuning in on the YouTube at GM Worldwide Radio.
Word.